Hello and greetings to all of you, my dear friends. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to make a short video, even though I really don't have the right conditions for it right now. I'm currently out and about, and for the past 20 minutes, I've been looking for a quiet spot where you can't hear music or people. Now, I found a small place that's a bit quieter. Please forgive me for this, but I thought if I don't record this video now, I might not be able to do it until next week. So, despite the less than ideal situation, I decided to go ahead and make this video. Thank you for being here, and thank you to my higher self. It's here with me, within me, and guiding me. This week and the next 2 weeks that are coming up are extremely important. That's exactly why I really wanted to make this video, so it wouldn't be too late and I could share these messages with you. During these 3 weeks, we will all, each and every one of us, start to experience very intense, powerful, and deeply transformative emotional, physical, and spiritual changes. As these significant changes begin to unfold, they're actually clearing the way, making space, and preparing the ground for a new version of ourselves, a version that will be born from within us after March 21st. That's why I don't want these transformations, which might cause certain changes, shifts, and adjustments in our bodies and souls, to discourage us, to make us feel hopeless, or to make us give up on striving and being active in our lives. So, we need to be consciously aware of these changes, to recognize their presence, to acknowledge them, and to welcome them calmly and as a friend, letting them come and go, passing through us without negatively affecting or disturbing our lives. We shouldn't make mistakes or deliberately ruin relationships. Instead, we should leave things to the needs, the timing, and the wisdom of the universe. But when my own actions are right, when my dance is beautiful and harmonious, it doesn't matter how others dance around me. When a skilled dancer or a talented singer comes on stage, they take control of everything, commanding the attention of everyone present. That's our role right now, to be the dancer who knows the art of living, who understands how to dance with life's ups and downs, its twists and turns, and its many different rhythms and melodies. I'll keep the introduction short, concise, and to the point, and just briefly mention these 12 signs, which are the 12 astrological signs that many people are familiar with. These are just quick and small reminders and recommendations, little pieces of advice and gentle suggestions that I wanted to share with you today. Here, regarding Aries, those born under Farvardin, which is the first month of the Persian calendar, you should pay special attention to the health and well-being of your head during this period, especially in the coming week, which may be particularly important for you. First, don't let unnecessary thoughts, worries, or anxieties occupy your mind, especially thoughts that keep coming back from the past 12 years, or even as far back as 38 years ago, such as, did I do this right? Did I not do that? Did I do enough? All these thoughts might come to your mind, and as a result, you might feel pressure, tension, or stress. For example, if you have high blood pressure, it could go up and affect your ears, your eyes, your tongue, your mouth. This area is particularly vulnerable for Aries individuals. It's really nothing serious, nothing to be overly concerned about, but it might put extra pressure on you, and you'll feel its effects in your body, perhaps as a sense of discomfort or unease. These changes and transformations might also affect your travel plans or your means of transportation, such as your car, your bicycle, or even public transport. And you might even have some very minor accidents or incidents. For example, you might be running late and your car bumps into someone else's, but these won't be major accidents, just small things that happen because you were distracted or forgot something important. There could also be some very minor disagreements, misunderstandings, or miscommunications in your relationships. If you have patience and act wisely, none of these will harm you, but they will contribute to your spiritual growth, your personal development, and your emotional maturity. There might be a change in your approach, a small argument with close family members, siblings, or those you live with, or some verbal misunderstandings, like someone not understanding you, or you not understanding them, or someone saying something that offends you, even if unintentionally. This kind of situation might happen for Aries. Wishing you all the best. And now we move on to Taurus. For Taurus, this aspect could affect your financial situation, your income, or your resources. There might be a change in a banking, financial, or work related matter, such as a new opportunity, a shift in your job, or a change in your financial arrangement. That means the plan you had before might take a different direction. Or there could be some verbal exchanges between you and your close ones, work partners, or emotional partners, but you shouldn't take these too seriously. Don't rush to accept things. Don't take on new commitments, but try to settle your previous obligations. Talk about them, resolve them, and only then enter into a new commitment. Keep your calm, avoid violence and anger, and if you react aggressively or defensively, things won't get resolved. You need to sit down and explain what happened, and also listen to the other person who is telling you why something happened. Act logically, be very fair, and try to calmly address any issues that come up, especially if they're related to banking, money, or financial matters. Resolve these issues. It's possible that you might feel your body needs more sleep than usual, or you might feel tired or feel some pressure building up inside you. Maybe you'll start talking about things you haven't said before, and that's good, but don't do it with aggression. Be very calm, and as I said, don't be defensive at all. Now, moving on to my dear Geminis, those born in Cordad, under no circumstances should you show anger this week or next week issue. Do not be aggressive at all, and don't try to force your opinions on others, no matter how strongly you feel about them. Try to judge yourself a bit internally and ask yourself, what am I doing? Just sitting and judging others only brings thoughts to your mind that will separate you from yourself, and that's harmful for you in the long run. Now is the time to shift your attention from others and the outside world back to yourself. Be at peace, and even try to gather and control your thoughts, bringing them back to your center and the calm you need. Take a deep breath, relax, and remember that your inner peace is the most important thing you can focus on right now. Allow yourself the space and time to reflect, to be gentle with yourself, and to nurture your own well being. This is a period for self care, for understanding your own needs, and for finding balance within. Let go of any tension or stress you may be holding on to, and give yourself permission to simply be, to exist in a state of calm and tranquility. Remember, the more you focus on your own inner world, the more you will find the clarity and peace you are seeking. Try not to create stories with the words you use, and don't philosophize about things. Instead, get straight to the point of what you want to say in just a few words. Say, this is my opinion, and don't insist that others be like you. Maybe you're making mistakes too. Maybe you've overdone it. Put so much pressure on your body and soul that you even have physical illnesses. So try to be fair and give others freedom. Give them the freedom to act. Don't judge at all. This controlling attitude, looking down from above and thinking others are making mistakes, is really harmful to your emotional well being. Now is the time to review your relationships and set up a proper, organized daily routine for yourself that you feel comfortable with. There may be changes, there may be transformations in the plans you've made for the future, and some things might change. All of this should be arranged in a way that truly meets your inner needs and reflects your personality. What kind of energy are you giving to people from the inside out? If you choose to believe others are unaware or wrong, what kind of energy are you sending out by opposing or repeating yourself? Repeating yourself doesn't mean just telling others they're wrong and you're right, or that no one understands you. You need to be able to manage your own life, and you are your own business card. I hope all of this brings you peace. And by the end of this month, you can calmly build the plan you have for your future, just for yourself. Now, for cancers, those born in tear, I know you're tired. I know you have physical exhaustion, mental fatigue, work stress, financial problems, work issues. You're being bombarded from all sides and feel overwhelmed by problems to the point where you think, I'm tired, I can't do it anymore. Physically, I can't. Spiritually, I need clarity. Mentally, I need peace. This is the situation for a Cancer right now, but I promise you, if you make the right plan for your life, if you do it with love, meaning if you sit down with love and plan your life from now for the next 10 years, asking yourself, what do I want? Who do I want to be with? Where do I want to be? What kind of income do I want to have? What kind of job do I want to have? Look at all of these and see which part of your life you are dissatisfied with. Right now, maybe my answer is that I'm dissatisfied with every part of my life, but this is because of the exhaustion that actually comes from the pressures of previous years, and it's coming to an end. It's getting lighter. On this path, you will find yourself. You are a different person from who you were 12 years ago, from who you were 5 years ago. You are completely changing, and when you change, your surroundings change, your group of friends changes, your job changes, your income changes in a different way because you are raising your own values. You didn't have your own time, your own passion, the love you used to give, but now you are becoming a different person. And in another 6 months, you will settle into that new personality. So make a plan for what you've always wished for and do it with love and peace. I wish the best for you, my dear ones. And now, for those born in Mordad, dear Leos, you have been under a lot of pressure in the past 4 or 5 months, and I can say even in the past years, and now you have become sensitive. Right now, you've become extremely sensitive about everything to the point that sometimes you can't even deal with issues or your relationships in a rational and logical way. All of this is in a state of transformation because a new version of you is emerging that truly shines. This radiance is very different from your previous glow. This one comes from within, from your own strengths. That's why it's possible that some of your old friends might return to your life and try to pull you back to the place you were years ago or months ago when you were with them. This is the time when you need to act very wisely. If these friendships don't give you peace and reassurance, distance yourself from them. Do it thoughtfully, fade them out gently. It's not about ending your friendship with a fight, but rather with the cleverness and intelligence you possess, quietly and subtly move past them, because that group of friends no longer matches the new person you've become, a person you can be proud of, much stronger and more aware. That personality just doesn't fit with those friends anymore. Quietly and thoughtfully review your relationships one by one and say, I'll keep this, I'll keep that, I'll keep this friend, I'll keep this part of my life, and then gently let go of the rest. Their time is over. These things no longer have a place in your life as you move forward. Be careful about anger and be mindful not to get into arguments with anyone or to look down on others. We are all equal. If something bothers you and you don't like it, that's your issue. Just quietly step away from the situation. I wish you all the very best, my dear Leos, as you continue on your journey. And now, for my dear Virgo. Virgos are those who were born in the month of Shahrivar. There is a change of plans in your life, a shift that may feel unexpected or even unsettling at first. You may have conflicts and problems with certain people. It could be at work, with family members, within your group of friends, or with some of those you trust and who are close to you. These conflicts might not always be obvious. Sometimes they are subtle, simmering beneath the surface, and at other times they can be more direct and challenging. Some misunderstandings may arise, which could even be verbal, meaning you might have a conversation that feels unpleasant to you inside, and maybe you want to run away from expressing these words. It is natural to feel hesitant or even anxious about these conversations, especially when the words you need to say are difficult or emotionally charged. One piece of advice I can give to Virgos and those born in Sharivar is not to continue using the old ways you used to deal with your problems. You have developed a new personality. You have come to know yourself well, perhaps better than ever before. You now value your own worth and your honesty, and you no longer sell yourself short. This is a significant change, a transformation that deserves to be recognized and respected. So, try to set aside those old methods. Instead, adopt a new approach. Honestly express what is in your heart, say it, and if someone doesn't like it, establish a kind of boundary between yourself and others. You always show kindness without boundaries. You serve without boundaries. But now is the time to make time for yourself, to plan for your own desires. Ask yourself, in the next 10 years, who do I want to work with? Who do I want to live with? What kind of lifestyle do I need? Because you have become a different person, you can now, very frankly and honestly but calmly, present this new self to others and state your wishes. Remember, this is your journey, and it is important to honor your own needs and aspirations as you move forward. Express the things left unsaid. Wishing the very best for you, dear Virgo. Dear Libras, and also dear ones who were born under this sign, it's possible that in the next week or two, or maybe even until the end of November, you might have an unexpected trip. There could be a change or transformation in the plans you had previously made, some kind of shift, either in timing, the place you're going, or maybe someone cancels, doesn't show up for a meeting, or you yourself can't make it there. These little changes might show up in your work and life. In my opinion, you need to work on the mental, emotional, and physical imbalance you're currently experiencing. There's a possibility of a minor accident because your mind has been very preoccupied. You've had too many thoughts, or you might receive some sudden, unexpected news that forces you to change your plans, or it's also possible that at some point you might find yourself in a situation where you have to deal with repairing a vehicle, which could be anything from a minor fix to a more significant issue, and maybe even a verbal disagreement or a financial dispute, some kind of conversation or exchange that isn't particularly pleasant or enjoyable with your siblings or those who are close to you, such as your relatives or even your close friends. You might experience this kind of situation, but it's important to remember that you need to handle everything with a great deal of consideration, patience, and understanding, and to keep yourself very calm and composed throughout the entire process, no matter how challenging it may seem. Bring yourself to a state of balance. What do I want? As the new me, as a Libra, what do I want from my new life? What things do I want to leave behind? And what things do I want to align with my new personality? Because it's like being a little child who's just learning to walk. Be mindful not to rush. Be mindful to take the first step, then the next step. You're presenting a new version of yourself to society, one that's much stronger and much more in tune with your spirit. So try to make sure that what you're showing to the outside world isn't your old self or the rules you used to accept. It's a new face, one that fully knows, I want to be honest, I want to have balance, I want all three aspects of my being to be in harmony. And this is the new me. This is how I introduce myself to the world. The first time is hard, but you By March 21st in the year 2026, your new self will gradually and gently settle in, and this transition will be very enjoyable, very calming, and very much in harmony with your spirit and your inner being. I sincerely wish the absolute best for you, dear Libras, until the next video arrives. And now for my dear Scorpios, those wonderful individuals born in the month of Aban, which corresponds to October and November. I must mention that I had to change my location because there was a bright light shining from the other side and it became quite noisy and distracting. Please forgive me for this inconvenience. As you know, I am currently traveling and really do not have access to the necessary facilities or equipment. For my dear Abenborns, there might be a work-related conflict or tension arising for you, which could potentially lead to arguments or some harsh and unpleasant conversations. You may be feeling very sensitive and vulnerable, and someone might touch on a subject that upsets you and causes some disappointment or emotional discomfort. There is also a possibility of financial disputes or even ending a partnership with someone you know. Try to organize your banking, financial matters, and accounts and avoid getting into conflicts or disagreements with others. If there are any unsettled accounts, clear them up as soon as possible. If you need to pay someone, do it promptly. If you need to collect money, do that as well. And if these partnerships, whether they are emotional, financial, or work related, are not satisfying you or bringing you happiness, it's time to end them and move on to a new chapter in your life. Remember to take care of yourself and prioritize your well-being during this period of change. There might be some paperwork or administrative tasks that are bothersome, or even the termination of a partnership or job at a certain place or with a company or group. And to reach deep within yourself to truly connect with your inner values and make a conscious effort to try to show your most authentic, genuine, and true self to the world around you. Scorpio, as a sign, possesses a tremendous amount of inner power and strength, and right now, at this particular moment in your life, is a time that is especially favorable for both spiritual and personal growth. Try to present this new, improved, and evolved version of yourself to society at large, and more or less begin to gently close the door on the past, especially with anyone who has caused you dissatisfaction, disappointment, or emotional pain. Doing so will lead to a profound sense of calm, peace, and order in all your affairs after March 21st, which will be extremely beneficial and advantageous for you in many ways. This process of financial and corporate cleansing, renewal, and letting go is truly one of the best things you can do for yourself, dear Scorpios. And for Sagittarians, for those born in the month of Azar, Sagittarius, in the coming weeks, you may notice some changes, adjustments, or shifts in your daily routines, habits, or even in your relationships with others. There might be arguments, disagreements, or disputes with those around you, whether they are friends, family members, or colleagues. Embrace all these changes, transitions, and challenges with open arms and an open heart, because they are ultimately taking you to a place where you will finally find true satisfaction, and any misunderstandings or conflicts will be resolved. You might feel at times that no one truly understands you anymore, and you may become so tired, exhausted, or worn out that you no longer want to compromise as you did before, or stay silent just to avoid arguments and keep everyone else satisfied. Remember, this is a period of growth and transformation, and it is important to honor your own needs and feelings as you move forward. That old version of you is now tired and is searching for answers to who you are, what you want, and wants to express this honestly and tell those around you. There might be disagreements for some individuals, and some people may be genuinely surprised or even shocked by this self expression and this way of speaking, but it will bring you peace. But try to resolve everything very peacefully. Try to solve problems in a calm manner. Sometimes fighting really doesn't lead you to any meaningful outcome. And one of the things that will really help you is to try to be patient. Trust your own evidence, and you will get your own answers. It keeps telling you repeatedly. You are able to see with a sense of clarity that you already have the answer within yourself. But still, even with this knowledge, sometimes you may find that you go astray or lose your way. So, in the quiet moments, in silence, listen deeply and attentively to your own inner voice with love and compassion. This is exactly what you need right now at this very moment. No one else can give you advice. The answer is truly within you. But give yourself that love, stay silent, and your path will gradually reveal itself to you. This message is for you, dear Azarborns, and it is also good advice for Sagittarians. But for Capricorns, those who are born in the month of Day, after 16 or even 20 years of truly hard work, dedication, and struggle, you may feel like you haven't reaped the rewards of all the effort and energy you've put in over the past 16 years, or perhaps even throughout your entire life. You might find yourself thinking, did I make a mistake to end up here? Some of you may feel guilty, may feel like you weren't enough, or that you didn't do enough. Put those thoughts aside, let them go. This is your life path. This is your karmic lesson to learn. Now, what you need to do is to change your belief system. The things you thought you had to do step by step to get here don't work anymore. Now, try to set aside the traditions and customs you used to accept. Open a new door, open a door to freedom, and accept a new belief. Review your convictions, those things you used to believe in that no longer work and haven't given you results. Now, you need to find peace within yourself. Now, you need to give yourself love and heal yourself from the root. My problem started 38 years ago, or depending on your age, maybe 18 years ago. What was it? That I worked so hard, gave my very best, was so fair, so honest, so self sacrificing, and yet I ended up here. Now I need to give that love I used to give to others to myself and go to the root of things to see where I can find peace. The fact that I go through my days like a robot, just going higher and higher and higher, doesn't work for me anymore because I am a human being with strong emotions. The very best to you, my dear Capricorns. And now for the Aquarians, those of you born in the month of Bahman, you have gone through endless, endless transformations, moving homes, changing your circle of friends, changing your lifestyle, even changing yourself. You were completely lost, but now you're finding yourself. And this discovery is so beautiful. It gives you so much strength. There's even a chance that others might come back into your life and ask, who are you really? What happened? What did we do? Why are you treating us like this? All of these things exist, but you are a different person now with different desires, with different strengths, because you are actually entering a whole new world. Every day you're surprised by yourself. I did this, I acted this way, I'm becoming like this, because you were completely lost before, and now every day you're discovering new things about yourself. So try, if work problems arise, to handle them very calmly and thoughtfully. It's possible that you'll make enemies who are jealous of you, or who, feeling your absence, think they're lacking and want to reach your level. You might be judged online by some people, or some people might do things behind your back to bring you down in the eyes of others. All of this could happen to you. Be careful with your computer. Be careful with your job. Be careful with everyone around you, because your entire past is closing off and you're completely entering a new world. And in this new world, those from before might feel left behind and try to catch up to you. And since they can't, they might try to hurt you. Conflicts might arise. Financial disputes might come up. There could be issues with inheritance, money, or the bank that bring changes for you. You've completely entered a new home with a new personality, which is interesting even for yourself, even for you. Everything is fresh, everything is new, everything is vibrant and exciting, everything. Everything is unfamiliar, and honestly, I don't quite know how to put it into words. But right now, at this very moment, you just need to close the door to the past firmly, gently, and with intention, and be careful, truly careful, that the people from your past, those individuals who may have once been close to you, don't find a way to hurt you again. Wishing the absolute best for you, for your future, and for the lovely, wonderful Nahis. And as for my dear Piscean friends, you are currently in the process of gathering together, collecting, and reconciling all the contradictions within yourselves, emotionally, physically, in your work, in your job, in your relationships with others, and even in your private thoughts. All of this, every single part, is coming together here, right now, and new changes, significant and meaningful changes, are happening in your life. You need to take the time to review all your past beliefs, to reflect deeply, to let go of the need to control others, and to focus your energy and attention on yourself. If you feel you need counseling, if you think it might help, then please get counseling. You might feel tired, you might feel physically exhausted, you might feel like your thoughts are weighing heavily on you, making you wonder what you should do next. Write a new version of your life, your lifestyle, your beliefs, your opinions, just for yourself, and review your past. Where did I go too far? Where did I not set boundaries for myself? Where did I try to control others? Where did I cross my own limits and interfere in someone else's life when I should have been in control of myself? Your need to control others comes from not controlling yourself. You don't need to control others. They're living their own lives, making their own choices. What you need to do is connect your emotional body with your physical body and your mental body, bring them all together, strengthen them, and build a strong character for yourself, one that doesn't tremble at every glance, doesn't sway in every direction, and doesn't just blend in with others. This is the rebuilding of your life, the rebuilding of your lifestyle. Take a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to honor the journey you are on. This is the secret to your success. I know you're tired. I know you've been under a lot of emotional pressure. I know there are a lot of changes coming to your life, but all of this starts with yourself by sitting down, writing things out, and clarifying your own position with yourself. Who do I want to be? Where do I want to be in 10 years? What kind of friends do I want to have? In what kind of environment do I want to live? And where can I find peace? I wish the best for all of you from the bottom of my heart. Please excuse the situation here because it's really noisy around me and I'm recording this in a hurry in a hallway. I made this video for both sides at the beginning and the end. I hope it was helpful for you, and next week I send kisses to all your hearts and entrust you to my great God. My dear ones, have a wonderful day.